Right then, this is a quick walk-around video for a Honda CR-V. It's a 1.6 SR diesel. 2014 car, just 48,000 miles from new. Finished in white, which always looks absolutely lovely on these cars. And this car actually benefits from a fairly major option. It's got the upgraded sat-nav system in the car, which comes on the top of the range EX model. That also means you get the much bigger reverse parking camera as well. It's a very sought after, quite costly option. The car is in really lovely condition, certainly for a car that's 9 years old. Front of the car, lights and lenses completely clear and intact, no cracks or condensation in them. Bonnet, hardly a stone chip of any note on there at all. Near side of the car, panel work looks lovely and crisp. Now, by the way, I always do it's a lovely sunny day, always do the videos in the shade because it shows any marks more clearly. Also, I was told, near side front alloy in very good condition, just a minor bit of sort of curbing on there, but for a near side front it's extraordinarily good. Near side rear, again, absolutely fantastic condition there. And come around the back of the car, very thin. Offside, driver's side of the car, and lovely and smooth in the panels. I did see a tiny little dimple. I'm going to see if I can find it, but it was very small indeed. That's the trip over the hedge here. I'll come back to it if I can, but I'm sure I saw one. Offside rear alloy, absolutely lovely there. And then remaining panel work, very nice indeed. And offside front alloy, again, beautiful condition. It was here, there we are. I mean, it is minuscule. It's a tiniest little pinprick, smaller than your fingernail. Oh, little fingernail even. But aside from that, the car is in absolutely beautiful condition. Let's come into the back of the car. Absolutely cavernous boots. And unlike so many CR-Vs, which are normally very heavily used, this one's been kept in beautiful condition as well back here. Let's come into the back of the car now. Enormous amounts of rear leg room, and the front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm not cheating basically. Half leather, Alcantara interior. Again, this is where kids sit, and again, this is where they are normally showing signs of fairly heavy use, but this one's been treated beautifully. It's coming on the passenger side front, excuse the glare. Full set of regional mats in the car. Again, passenger seat there in absolutely lovely condition. Let's finally come to the driver's door card, again nice and clean. Footwell areas likewise. The driver's seat itself, which always looks a bit bizarre when it isn't worn on the bum there, it's just where I'm sliding in and out, but it is absolutely beautifully clean. So inside now, engine's running, as is always the case, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks pretty much like new, in all honesty. There you go, there's the sat-nav, all working perfectly. Just pop the car into reverse, you can see reverse parking camera, again working exactly as intended. It has been kept really well, this car. Just come up to the main dash binnacle, hopefully you can see, 48,644 miles, and there are no warning lights on the car at all whilst the engine's in operation. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. Car's registered OW14FOC, and the mileage is just 48,644. The reason for all of our videos, and especially this bit, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car we're advertising in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because we know to our cost how annoying it can be to go and see a car which can look absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So that's why we do it. Doing it on roads very close to our premises, normally it's on our test drive route, but I'm going in the opposite direction because the sun's very low on a wet road and it'll be very glary on the photograph, on the video rather. But this will suffice, it does the same job. So coming to the car, very well maintained vehicle, and it's immediately apparent as soon as you get in and drive the car, in all honesty.
Engine starts instantly, it settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engines are classic Honda, basically, so their engines are rightly very highly regarded for their reliability and longevity. They're timing chain driven, there's no timing belts to worry about, so no big scheduled service for them. But it's also just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's smooth, it's quiet, it picks up very keenly. So don't think because it's just a 1.6 it hasn't got the urge to get up and go. It definitely does. It's very flexible as well, but it's also very economical. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch of the car absolutely perfect. Bike point's exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. And then you come to one of the best gearboxes you're going to use, regardless of what type of car, in all honesty. First and foremost, the position of the gear lever. Your hand just falls naturally to it. It's not kind of down here where you're dislocating your shoulder to get it into gear. The throw on the gears is so short and snappy. It's like a much sportier car you'd expect, but it's got a precision, a weightiness that makes you enjoy using the gearbox rather than kind of having to use it. And it feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way, so all in fine order. Then come to the steering chassis of the car. Honda, the CR-V's been the best-selling CR-V in the world for quite a few years, actually. And it's easy to see why, because as soon as you get into the car, it drives very car-like at a time when a lot of his competitors were still driving like kind of commercial vans. And the steering's a big part of it. It's very well weighted, it's precise, it's accurate, it's reasonably quick. It's just a really nice setup, and it feels very confident on the road at all times. It also tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it really it works with the chassis brilliantly. The interaction, as soon as you turn, the chassis is going with it. Because what the chassis design criteria is all about is basically transporting 2, 3, 4, 5 people comfortably from A to B, and it does a brilliant job. The suspension setup's really nicely done, so it's very compliant, it's very smooth. Only the sharpest ridges will catch it out as they would any car, but it's it deals with 99% of things better than most. But unfortunately, with some cars, that means the trade-off is a horrible lollopy and wallowy ride and sort of handling through the corners. And that's where the CR-V really excels. It's got really nice poise to the chassis. It allows it to flow through corners really nicely. You don't get lots of secondary motion going on, so when you kind of turn in, lots of its competitors will sort of go once and then kind of lurch again, whereas this doesn't. It holds its body control brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly through the corners. It's a lovely car to drive. And incidentally, absolutely no rattles, clonks, anything coming from underneath the suspension, so all in fine order. Really does. It's brilliant for corners, it really is. Brakes, absolutely fantastic. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, so all in fine order there. And then coming inside the car, first and foremost, beautifully built car, 9 years old, not a hint of a squeak or a rattle. They are beautifully bolted together vehicles, and lovely places to be in. You've got brilliant visibility all around, fantastic driving position, and a dashboard that within a couple of days of operating it, you've mastered it. It's one of the nicer ones you're going to get in. You can just jump in and drive, whereas lots of modern cars, that isn't the case. And all working perfectly. The sat-nav, as you can see, functioning exactly as it should. Dual zone climate control system underneath is simplicity itself, and that pumps out lovely cold air because we tried it in a nice warm workshop earlier on. All of the switch gear, everything you're going to twist or press or pull or whatever you're going to do, it's just got that beautifully engineered feel to it that Honda always give in their cars. Heated seats again, working perfectly. Dash binnacle in front is simplicity itself. It's crisp, it's clear, it's really nicely displayed. And then you've got this lovely leather-bound steering wheel. I mean, it's in lovely condition in here. I can't fault the car in any way. It drives absolutely beautifully.